Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. It's going to be a quick one today, but I wanted to go over 4 things that you might have missed from the most recent developer diary if you guys were kind of just skimming through it. Admittedly, there was a lot of information in that, and I'll be honest, the centerpiece was of course the announcement of Fatalis. Of course, that is dropping on October the 1st. If you guys have missed the information on that, you can check out our developer diary recap and even the history of Fatalis and kind of talking about that monster and everything we know about it, and so you guys have an idea as to what to expect. But alongside that, we of course got information about the upcoming festivals, some of the event quests, but as they always do, they also have those kind of summary pages which list a load of other things they don't actually voice, but are of course still very important, and those are the things you may have missed. So let's very quickly go over 4 important things that you're definitely going to want to know about. So if you do enjoy this, do you find this helpful, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know if any of these things jump out to you, if there's any kind of things that will drastically change your build, and of course stick around because we've got plenty more stuff coming your way. But in at number 1, we have new decorations to meld. These will of course be available at the Elder Melder, and this is quite substantial because we have the ability to meld the Elementalist Jewel 2, the Shield Jewel 2, the Sharp Jewel 2, the Dragon Seal Jewel 3, the Mighty Bow Jewel 2, and Mind's Eye Jewel 2. Now these are of course, if you've invested a lot of time in Monster Hunter, there's a very good chance you may have got them to drop, but given that RNG is prevalent in this game, there is also a very real possibility that you may still have never got one of these to drop. I know it took me a very long time to get a critical jewel, so it's also very plausible. In fact, I know from some of the videos I've done in the past where people are like, I still haven't got a shield jewel or things like that. So the ability to now craft these is going to be incredibly useful. I also feel like shield jewel might be quite useful against Fatalis because he's got a load of fiery breaths, and maybe the ability to block something that would otherwise be unblockable could potentially keep you alive. Maybe not, I mean he's probably still going to kill us, but either way, there are some new decorations that you'll be able to meld when that new title update drops on October the 1st. On top of that, number 2, we have some things surrounding wounding and weak spots on monsters. Now, of course, if you saw the video, you will know about the new Clutch Claw skill, Clutch Claw Boost, which basically allows you to drop slinger ammo if you are using a heavy weapon when you wound the monster, and if you're using a light weapon, it allows you to wound on the first hit and not the second hit. That much we know, of course, that was shown during the developer diary, but one additional thing they added in the sort of patch notes, so to speak, is that wounds, i.e. the things that you apply to the monster when you do those Clutch Claw attacks, will actually remain on the monster for longer. The specific wording was wounds inflicted on monsters now take longer to disappear, which basically means that your damage boost potential on those wounded spots will be viable for much longer. So if you do happen to be fighting something like Fatalis and you want to kind of, put a risky wound on its face, then you're going to have like a much longer period of time. They didn't specify how much longer, but principally wounds will stick around for longer. In at number 3, we then have some new charms and new decorations. As you would have seen in some of the previous updates, they tend to kind of extend some of the charm limits so that we can basically kind of, have some more skills just baked into the charms, which is nice. And this time around, there are some new charms. There is the Shaver Charm, which I'm assuming is probably going to be that new Clutch Claw Boost skill. It's not a skill that, I recognize the name of, so I'm probably assuming it's linked to that new one. So there's a Shaver Charm, there's Earplugs Charm 5, so now if you want to kind of run around, I know that like Earplugs is one of those skills that a lot of people like it, but they don't necessarily want to use up all the slots it needs to gem it in, so being able to kind of just throw it on a charm is going to be kind of cool. You also have Master's Charm 5, Critical Charm 3, so if you just want to get that crit boost straight from the charm, nothing else, Exploiter Charm 3, and Handicraft Charm 5. So those have had their caps raised. Plus, there are some new decorations as well. There'll be the Diversion Jewel 3. Not entirely sure what this is. I'm thinking maybe like the Provoker skill. On top of that, there's the Acrobat Jewel 3, which is probably for safe landing. And again, there is the Shaver Jewel 3. So again, linking that to the charm, probably for the new Clutch Claw skill. So if that is the case, then I imagine that would be a 1 gem thing. So it does mean that, of course, having Clutch Claw Boost is probably going to be a level 3 decoration slot. And while that is potentially quite a commitment, being able to wound things on 1 hit is definitely a worthy trade-off. So something to keep in mind. And then finally, in number 4, this one's more of kind of a quick recap for you guys, but don't forget that there are, before Fatalis drops, 3 event quests that are taking place in the Celiana supply cache, basically that sort of snowy area with the mounted gun turrets, the cannons, the crazy Dragonator, all that good stuff like that. And the dates for those ones are as follows. The very first one is Kushala. That will drop on the 11th of September, so add this into your calendar, and will run until the 17th of September. Then after that, you will then have a chance to fight Teostra in that same location from September the 18th to the 24th. And then following that, you'll then have a chance to fight Lunastra from September the 25th to the 30th. And of course, when that ends, Fatalis will then drop. So there are a few event quests. They haven't made it clear from the kind of initial announcement whether there's actually any real reasons to do them other than just fighting monsters in a new location. It doesn't sound like there's any kind of special stuff that unlocks from there, but again, you know, they haven't specified what those event quests are. So maybe as we get closer, it might well be they drop something, or it could just be a fun chance just to fight some monsters in a new locale. Either way, there are a few event quests to kind of keep us busy on the run up to Fatalis. But that's pretty much it for the time being. It's a quick rundown on some of the things you might have missed from the most recent dev diary. As always, be sure to keep it locked for plenty more Monster Hunter videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there if you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with. It's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.